Welcome back to part 2. Tom Clark was struggling in the Lancer EVO 9. His time in the first stage was considerably slower than expected.
Oh, hang on, stop.
He was the first through stage 2 after the croaker roll and stopped to provide assistance. The focus wasn't getting the car back on its wheels, but clearing the course to allow the following competitors through. By the time Clark and co-driver Ryan Preston started stage 3, they had a considerable dust gap.
Six right, 4 left, right 2. 4 left into 2 right, 2 right. Here you go, 2 right, brake.
Tom, how are things going?
Mate, we're not having a bad day. We lost the centre diff on the first stage, about 10k in. So we probably dropped a bit on the first. Look, we've had to skip the second there. Gavin Croker's stuck it up on its lid, mate, and he's blocking the road. So that's only our second stage so far. So, but yeah, that was nice. Really good run through there.
Now you wouldn't be having any issues with dust. There's been quite a gap.
Yeah, mate. With that gap, then I think we're up to about 9 minutes now because we've lost a couple of cars in front of us. So, mate, as bad as it sounds, it is good for us because there is a lot of dust hanging around. That first stage, we ran into a couple of patches that were quite thick. So, mate, if we can keep away from that dust all day, I'll be happy.
The first of the two-wheel drive cars was Ben Barker and Damien Long in the BMW, and they were pushing hard, finishing 6th fastest over the first 31-kilometre stage. Ben, quite a bit of carnage in front of you.
Yeah, no, poor old Gavo Croker, he had a slight roll there and blocked the road, so that was the end of stage 2, but the boys are okay, so it's the main thing. We're having fun. Running out of rear tyres pretty quickly, but we had a good run through stage 1, had a little off. It cost us a little bit of time, but other than that, having fun.
Brett Middleton and Andrew Benefield were wringing the neck of the Honda Civic. They were up into 7th outright after stage 5, but dropped back to 9th position after completing stage 6 in the front-wheel drive pocket rocket.
Then right 4 into a left.
Brett Middleton doing the big skids even across the finish line.
Yeah, we're going to have commitment across the finish line. You should know that, John. You never back off until you're finished.
Obviously a clear run because we've had a bit of a gap. How's things going for you?
Yeah, look, we've had a good run. The first stage was absolutely amazing on notes, which is down around the Runniford Road and finished up around Nellingen. The course in some places was really slippery, but a lot of commitment if you had good notes, and a lot of the drivers at the front were commenting on how much more fun it was because some of these speeds over the crests, which in the past have been blinding, and absolutely flat out. It's a bit of a pity on the second stage. The Crokers have clipped the corner and put the car on their roof, but they're okay, but it's blocked the road, which means that stage has now been neutralised. So this has been the third stage. It's only our second competitive stage, but we now go back to service and have more fun and more skids.
Another two-wheel drive doing well and mixing it with the four-wheel drives was Tim Wilkins. He and Katie Fletcher pushed the rear-wheel drive turbo Nissan Silvia up into 8th outright after the first loop of stages and then jumped into 6th outright after the repeat run.
Right entry 7. Long 6 left tightens, 80.
Tim, the talk of the rally is dust.
Certainly is. A lot of dust there, a lot of sun shining straight onto it, so it's hard to see in a few places, but not really willing to play gambling games on a few of those, so just backed off a little bit and took it easy.
And happy with how the car's going?
Oh yeah, the car's fantastic, yeah, it's really good fun.
Notes are looking good?
Yeah, the notes are perfect. Caddy and I wrote them on Friday after the media day, and yeah, really happy with them. So.
The Subaru WRX, driven by Andrew Penny and Reece Llewellyn, started off the day with times putting them in 6th outright. But then a problem in stage 4 would see them lose over 2.5 minutes and drop down to 11th overall, the position they were seated in, and ultimately the position they would finish the rally.
It's looking very diabolical out there for dust. How are you finding it?
Yeah, just a lot of dust there. Just trust the notes, but there's a lot of stuff you can't hold it flat on because you just don't know. I'm not as brave as others, but having a crack though. The stage in particularly has a lot of traction, so if you can grow some gonads and hang on, we'll reward those people with big, brave things. We don't have any horsepower, but the car handles unbelievable, so we're just holding this road speed as best we possibly can, and we seem to be going all right. So,
anything to do back in service?
Yeah, back bumper bar's falling off. I've got a broken headlight and stuff, but that's just superficial. Yeah, you've got to use the whole road the whole time. Yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll put it back together and go again.
The Ford Escort of Thomas Dermody and Ian Monaghan was sounding just like you'd expect an RS 1800 to sound, and they were keeping it pretty sideways through the forest. No major dramas for them, and they would be sitting in a solid 10th position after 6 stages. Toby Goldberg and Craig Van Munster were also in a rally car made popular in the 70s. This time, the ever-recognisable Datsun 1600, and Goldberg was driving it fast and sideways. After the first 3 stages, he was into 7th outright in a phenomenal drive. Unfortunately, a mishap in stage 4 would see the car badly damaged and them out of the event. However, at the end of stage 3, Goldberg was loving the roads.
Woo! Holy shit! That was the most amazing stage ever!
Now, I'm not sure, but I'm suspecting there's a bit of excitement here.
Oh, I thought the first stage was good. Holy shit! That was incredible! We are having the best time. This is incredible. The car's hauling. It's unreal. Good roads. It's great. Having a great time. We'll see you later.
Mark Baird in the RS Subaru was having a difficult first stage, with the car sounding odd and looking underpowered. He and co-driver Jim Gleeson were looking better by stage 3, but a loss of 2 minutes in the first stage would see them sitting way down in 19th outright. After the second loop of stages, they'd clawed back to 13th and eventually finished the rally in 12th.
Mark, how's it all going?
We actually had an ejector lead fall off on the first stage, so that set us back about 2 minutes. But look, apart from that, that stage was quite tidy, so we're looking forward to a better run this evening. But just one of those things. But yep, we're looking forward to the rest of it.
Obviously an easy fix. When you came past me, it was making all sorts of funny noises.
Yeah, it doesn't like running on 3 cylinders. It doesn't have a turbo either, so that makes it even worse. But yeah, look, yeah, as I said, just one of those things. Bit disappointed in that, but yeah, otherwise now it's running beautifully through there. It was absolutely magnificent. Bit of dust, so that's going to make it interesting for the night. There was a lot of dust in there. Actually, we had to stop or slow right up. So yeah, so we'll be looking forward to the night stages. Hopefully, we get a 3-minute gap.
Bethany and Matthew Cullen in the Lancet EVO 6 were seated car 16 and struggling in a few places with the odd error costing valuable time.
3 right minus. 50. Well, it's a bit slippy. It's a little bit.
They were also catching the dust of the RS Subaru running on only 3 cylinders, making visibility a real issue. After stage 3, they were placed equal 12th, but posting a top 3 time in stage 4 would see them jump up the leaderboard and into 7th place. A failing rear differential on the final River Road stage would slow them considerably, finishing the rally 8th overall.
Then 5 left plus. Then 4 right minus.
Gavin Mosher and Ray Baker were obviously saving their best for last. Their stage times throughout the day were not enough to get them into the top 10, but then they had a stellar run in the River Road stage with a 5th fastest time. They finished the rally 14th outright.
How was that stage?
That was great, fantastic, yeah. So the first stage we had a spin and scraped the bank and we might have damaged the exhaust, so we've got a bit of an exhaust leak, as you can hear. So we might try and fix that, or it is a bit easier to drive with a bit of noise, so who knows.
Lewis Bates was driving in only his 2nd rally and was placed midfield in the Toyota Corolla. He had his brother and ARC regular Harry sitting in the co-driver's seat, calling the notes. They withdrew after stage 3 with a cracked rear end.
Into 5 right, then 3 right plus.
Left 100, brow into 7 right, tightens to 6.
Seated 27 on the road, Tom and Nick Ryan were posting steadily faster times and were up into 16th position.
Left.
It was a bit messy in there. Hit a little stump or something on the left inside pretty hard. I hope I don't have a flat because I haven't got a spare left. But yeah, it was pretty messy. I guess I had a puncture the radiator in the last stage. I was leaking water, so I had to stop and put some water in it and kind of fix it up, so get it fixed in service.
5 right 5.
After fixing the issues with the car in service, by the time the Ryan boys started stage 4, it was getting dark.
Straight left, cattle.
When they got back to the 2nd service, they were up into 8th outright.
Right, 150, 8 left on brow. 8 left on brow.